Run the ball, Nagy. Run the damn ball, Nagy. I realize I'm just some Joe Blow schmo on freaking YouTube coming out here and talking about football. For crying out loud. If I can see it, and most everybody with eyes could see it on Thursday night, how the hell can the NFL's reigning coach of the year not see it? Run the damn football, Matt! This isn't that hard of a concept to grasp, especially knowing that your offensive starters played almost nothing in the preseason. You go out there, the first game of the year, you can see it happening in real time. Your offensive line's pass protection is pathetic. And even more so, you can clearly see, if you have any eyesight and the ability to compute even basic football logic whatsoever, that Mitchell Trubisky was god-awful atrocious in his ability to be able to see, read, and recognize and to react to what was going on in the passing game. He was terrible. Your offensive line's pass protection was horrendous. So in all of your infinite wisdom, Mr. reigning NFL Coach of the Year, you decided that in a one-score game to open the season with all these other things factored in, that your best path forward to success and victory on Thursday night was to call over 50 pass plays and only 12 designed runs. That's an over 4-to-1 ratio in a one-score game. It'd be one thing if your team was down 3 touchdowns starting in the second quarter. Then you could kind of understand it. But even at that point in time, you want to say, you don't want to totally eliminate the running game. You still have plenty of time. You don't want to become one-dimensional, especially if you're not having somebody else force you to do so. And in this particular case, what makes it so egregious and so bad is that the Packers hadn't forced you to be one-dimensional. A, because it was a one-score game. Even once the Packers took that 7-3 lead in the second quarter, it remained a one-score game all the way to the very damn end. And especially knowing that you have guys that can do things as a runner with the football in their hands. David Montgomery, a guy that so many people could see has talent and has potential. You decide it's effective to only have him carry the ball 6 fucking times, especially when you see with those 6 carries that he was actually making things happen. He was making people miss. He was finding the holes. He was breaking tackles. He was getting tough yards. And you decide to reward that by, in the second half, largely having him stand next to you on the sideline like an idiot? Your quarterback, who sucked to high hell on Thursday night, the one thing that most everybody can reasonably acknowledge he does pretty well is run the damn football, so you don't call more designed runs for your quarterback, who clearly the only thing good he was going to do on this night was run the damn football. He ended up running 3 times. At this pace, he should have been running 15 to 20. And the way the flow of the game was going, with your defense playing as well as it was, you might as well have ran the damn triple option. You would have had a much better chance of winning. And then you decided one of the 12 carries you were actually going to have was going to go to Cordero Patterson. Notice the name I'm leaving out there. Tariq Cohen had 0 carries in this damn game. 0. No wonder the Bears freaking lost. The offensive line's pass protection was bad. Trubisky was brutal. But this is beyond question one of those clear-cut examples where you could point to the incompetence of a head coach and say that he cost his team the game. And then even afterwards, when he's being asked about it, and he responds by saying, hey, you got to stay with me on this. Quite a number of these are run-pass options. What the fuck are you trying to do? Now you're trying to take your young quarterback, whose confidence clearly was rattled because he sucked on Thursday night, and you're trying to undercut him more by alluding to the fact that Trubisky's decision-making was poor? No, ding-dong, dumb dick, your decision-making was poor because you put your young quarterback in these horrible positions to begin with when everybody could clearly see that he absolutely sucked. Instead of calling RPOs and trying to be fancy and all this crap, just call basic run plays, no frills run plays, and force the Packers to stop it. Run the ball, try to control the clock, play field position, play it into the hands of your great defense, who was mostly phenomenal on Thursday night, holding the Packers and Aaron Rodgers to only 10 points. And only 7 points through the first 3 quarters. The fact that that defense didn't say F it in the second half, knowing they had no chance with that horrible-ass quarterback play and that atrocious-ass play calling, is a small miracle. Like, how could you not have an internal mechanism that sits there and says to you, is not working? So do the thing that isn't working. Let's do something else that might actually fucking work. You know, like
running the damn football. Do we need a pound the rock coach for you? Since your offensive coordinator, Mark Helfrich, doesn't call the plays, could he at least have some type of function on game night and coming up to you when it's clearly obvious that you need to stop throwing the ball and tell you, coach, pound the rock. Pound the rock. And when you look at the identity of this Bears offense, that's part of the problem. What the hell is the identity here? It's gimmicks? You can't sit there and say your identity is Trubisky in a deep passing game or Trubisky in a quick strike, accurate passing game, because neither of those hold true. It's most certainly not about controlling the clock and imposing a physical will offensively and grinding opponents down, because you're not doing that. What the hell is your philosophy? Gimmicks and tricks? We didn't even really see that much on Thursday night. Like, you had months to prepare for this. Months. And this was the abortion of a game plan that you threw out there on primetime TV on Thursday night to kick off the 100th NFL season. The 199th meeting between the Packers and the Bears, in one of the most brutal Bears-Packers games I have ever seen. It was horrible, it was a tough watch, and by God, I blame Nagy for that. Did you try to go out there and completely and totally undercut your young quarterback by saying, you know what, I know you suck, and now I'm going to prove it? Like, what exactly did you hope to accomplish here? Like, it's so bad during the game, like you're getting called out on Twitter. If random NFL media people, Joe Schmoes like me, could sit there and recognize that you've stopped pounding the rock in a one-score game for reasons that are unbeknownst to us, when you actually have guys that can carry the football and be productive, you would think at some point in time, Mr. reigning NFL head coach of the year, that you would be able to get a clue too. But clearly, you didn't. So maybe you need a fucking pound the rock coach. Maybe we need Tariq Cohen to go up and kick you right in the sack when it's the fourth quarter and he still hasn't had a damn carry yet. I mean, what the hell is it? I've seen some really bad offensive coordinators over the years with the Chicago Bears. Gary Crowton and John Shoup and Terry Shea, Mike Martz, Mike Tice, Dowell Loggins, for crying out loud. And I can guarantee you this, as bad to horrendous as every single one of those asshats were, they would have pounded the rock. If John Shoup was the offensive coordinator on Thursday night, the Bears probably wouldn't win by 3 touchdowns, because he would have pounded the ball on first down, pounded the ball on second down. He would have thrown quick screen passes. He'd have found a way to get Anthony Miller involved in the fucking game. He would have utilized David Montgomery as a pass-catching option out of the backfield. And the Bears would have run away with this damn thing, instead of you putting it in the hands of midday Mitch, knowing his history that he absolutely sucks in prime time. You're going to sit there on a prime time stage and have him throw the ball 45 damn times, get sacked 5 times. Jesus effing Christ. And if Mitch is going to be midday Mitch, then we might as well call you noontime Nagy. Because if the game doesn't have a noon central start, your play calling absolutely sucks. What the hell is your offense's identity? What the hell were you going for? And now it gets better, because week 2, you got to go to Denver to face your old defensive coordinator, who's now the head coach of the Denver Broncos. And oh, by the way, they have way more talent and impact difference makers on their defense than the Packers did. You made the Packers defense look great when they are anything but. This is clearly one of those games, as easy as it is to rag on Trubisky, and you should, because he absolutely sucked. This is clearly one of those games where you could look at Matt Nagy and say, you stupid idiot. 2 field goals and a touchdown.
Was that too much? That was realistically all you needed to win this effing game, and instead you coached your offense to 3 points. 3 points. Is this going to be the formula in 2019? You're going to have the defense and special teams contribute your touchdowns in order to win games? Is this 2006 again? Just all types of atrocious and just defies any number of basic football premises here. Close game. Don't make yourself one-dimensional if you don't have to. Yet Matt Nagy stops running the ball and becomes one-dimensional and leans on the one dimension that isn't freaking working. Did you want to make Trubisky look terrible on Thursday night? Because if you did, you succeeded. And to think Matt Nagy is the reigning NFL Coach of the Year. It just goes to show you, doesn't it, that the alleged best ones sometimes can be really, really bad and get too caught up in their own bullshit to slow down and say, hey, you know what? I'm wrong. Let's do it a different way and do it right and win this damn game that we have no business losing at home to open up the season. Instead, he didn't do that. Thanks a lot, Matt. Just run the damn ball next time, Nagy. It's not that hard. And by God, when you do, you might like the results that you get. You might actually get some fucking W's on the damn scoreboard. And if you're a team facing the Bears right now, shit, I'm stuffing 8 or 9 people in the freaking box, and I'm forcing the Bears to beat me with Trubisky. Because God knows at this point, that ain't going to happen. Run the damn ball, Nagy.